Hello again, Mavericks, and welcome back. Join with me, your host Sherwin, and co host Raj. And today we're talking about media piracy and what not to do, especially in regards to this. So, the first thing, and this is one of the big things that we get a lot, especially from students from time to time, is torrents, right? Don't download torrents, don't distribute them. It is a huge copyright offense, essentially. Copyright violations are a huge and serious matter, and the university policy is very strict about it, and we treat it in a very strict manner too. And for a lot of students, what most of you guys may or may not know is that torrents often have malware attached to them, and they can be quite harmful for not just your device, but also a lot of other MSU devices that are connected on a network. So let's say, and this with COVID right now with the situation, typically we won't really have to worry about malware spreading to other devices from your network. But if you're logged in remotely to any of one of the workstations using, an RDP connection or MAVLabs, as we previously talked about, you can definitely either unawareingly or in an aware manner be spreading torrents or malware from torrents, and that can have serious repercussions, and it can be a very tedious process to clean. So avoid torrents and avoid essentially committing these copyright offenses. Do you have any further thoughts on this, Raj?
Yep. Sometimes the malware can also be like a browser extension that just gets added on when you download something via torrent, or it can also be like an Outlook attachment that gets saved in one of the folders, and those can get shared whenever you send an email and you're not going to be aware of it. And also the browser extension, it might just be feeding off of your data, and that's really bad. And the other thing is regarding copyright is that we can easily identify when the copyright violation has been committed, and then there's just different ways, different steps that you would need to take to get back on track with the internet connection here, because we tend to block any sort of internet connection when there's a copyright offense. And that could mean, filling out forms, talking to professional staff, and that's going to be pretty tedious considering everyone's schedule, and just try to stay away from, any sort of copyright violation.
And I'm pretty sure even not just as per state, but even as per federal regulation, federal law, it is treated as I'm sure you guys have noticed a lot, guys and gals have noticed a lot of flags, especially when you go say watch a movie in a cinema. You know, you don't want to be that guy essentially whipping out his phone and just recording the movie. Essentially that's media piracy, and you are very much liable for that. That's another thing in regards to media piracy, but especially when you're downloading torrents, you may pick up a lot of malware. So there's a lot of damage that can be done on your system. Also, I would like to add, for those of you that don't know what a copyright is or how it's performed, essentially think of it as any form of media, be it articles, newspaper clippings, any media, so like photos or movies or even video games or songs as well. Any form of media that is considered as an intellectual property, and that is not deemed to be shared publicly should not be distributed or not be shared. So you don't want to even download it from other peers or from, especially when you're downloading torrents, or you don't want to be the one distributing it or sharing it, because that can be oftentimes more grave.
Yep, and I can understand from an international student viewpoint that they did use torrents back at their countries, and if it might not have been a big deal over there, it is a big deal here, and especially with the university and how security is taken such an like at a really important level. It is really a serious offense.
Right. And you don't want to be doing something to that extent, especially something that that is considered very illegal and has a lot of repercussions and ramifications, not just for you, but for a lot of other users using several other workstations if you're connected remotely on the network. All right, folks, that's about it for our CyberAware podcast series. We hope that you have enjoyed this resource, and we look forward to you in future content that we publish or develop here at ITS. Thank you.